the international, that is the Institute for Transparency and Accountability International, distinguished member of the press. It is my pleasure to now call this occasion to start, and in doing so, may I say there is program marking the gowning and certification of Honorable our guest of honor, Joshua Obadiah, Zaza Arku, who by my intelligence, he loves to be called Congressman. Congressman. That is your alias I fell upon while we were researching, the reason for your recognition. And so with that said, we go into the order of the program, begin with moment of silence. The moment of silence will be observed by all of us. We climax by now of the podium. Thank you. Next on the agenda is a welcome remark, and that will be done by our program policy officer, the Liberia chapter of the Institute for Transparency and Accountability International, program and policy officer, Zaza.
Okay, good afternoon once again. Let me use this occasion to say a warm welcome to every one of us, our honorary members of the press, our executive director. May I use this occasion to officially welcome all of us to this all-important program, especially our honorary. I want to say feel free, today is a big program. We have come to give you a flower while you are there. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Honorable Zaza. That is to be followed by an overview of the program. Consider it as the overview, the background, the reason and necessity this program, or the history. Liberia is one of the countries on the continent that is a victim or a direct representation of what we call poverty paradox or the resource curse. The resource curse is a jargon that is used by international transparency institutions as it relates to countries that are very rich with natural resources, but due to corruption, accountability, and the proper usage of the resources, the funding from resources such as gold, diamond, oil, especially the extractive sector, mismanagement results into war. Against this backdrop, one of the institutions globally that is responsible to really bring transparency and accountability to these sectors is the institution called the Extractive Industry Transparency Initiative, ITAR. We have our sector here called Liberia Extractive Industry Transparency Initiative. To ensure that the various legislation we got on book are effectively working to prevent this curse, we have as a check and balance on the local action against corruption of this sector, we have what you call the Institute for Transparency and Accountability, bringing the sector under the spotlight. From 2018 to 2021, this institution successfully kept under the microscope of observation the mining sector. It will surprise you to know that we realize that while it is true that our revenue in the sector has dropped as it relates to finding from the very own state institute, LETI, we realize that this is not as a result of corruption, but it's as a result of the absence or the pull out by organizations, business entities that were here during the last administration of Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. And even in their absence, the resources that we've managed to generate on this current administration in the mining sector is so much of the volume that if you compare the last 3 years, 2018, 2019, 2020, if you put a lump sum together and look back to the time the companies were here booming in our strategy, especially the oil and gas sector, you realize that the resources that they have generated within a short space of time is so enormous that you can want to compare it to, you know, 6 years before the administration came to be. What this indicates is that the sector, while it is being threatened by artisanal mining, illicit mining, the sector is being kept under stringent observation. And that is because of the intelligence, the manpower we have at the Liberia or Ministry of Lands, Mines and Energy. At that ministry, we have the Inspector General for mine or mining, as you will call it. Under his watch, he has been able to bring about modernization of the sector, the Inspectorate Division. And when this particular division is modernized, is equipped, is provided with the necessary information and education to effect its function, what happens is that resources are well accounted for, they are captured. The holes that were in the bucket that used to leak and allow resources to slip off the revenue catch, no more slip away anymore. They are captured and brought to the national fold for proper usage to the benefit of the ordinary people. One other thing he did there was, he was instrumental in bringing about empowerment of the inspector there, information-wise. He was successful in establishing the mineral inspector regional offices. He also brought about sound administrative management at the sector. If you listen to Obadiah, the Senate Pro Tem, just before the closure of the Senate, he was talking about the budget, the 2023 budget, and he shined light on the importance of the extractive industry. He said this sector needs to be given key attention because it will play a pivotal role in the implementation of our 2023 budget. That means a great lot has been thrown on the shoulder of the person we are about to honor today. This honor and gown that he is about to receive will go down in history as a challenge to him. He will always remember that he's being watched. His activities are being observed. We are challenging him not to avoid the good work, but to maintain the path he's on, as society will judge him tomorrow when he leaves that office. The record he's leaving there tomorrow, it will be referenced by people that will come after him. And society at large will admire the work he's doing that will help buttress the state's effort for development, for the better of our people. With that said, this sets in the background for the reason why Honorable Joshua Obadiah Zaza Arku is being honored today as the Inspector General for Mining of the year 2022. On that note, I say we go to the next agenda, which has to do with the presentation and gowning, the presentation of the certificate and gowning of our honoree. And that will be done by the Executive Director of the Liberia chapter of the Institute for Transparency and Accountability International, Amos B.S. Kanye, and our own lone female for gender equity. You know, gender equity now is becoming a necessity that should be complied with by every institution. Ours is no exception. So we have one on our deck today, Honorable Executive Director of the program.
Thank you very much, he also the Secretary General of CO.
Yeah.
So, members of the Fourth Estate are honorary. I've come at this time to bestow an honor on you related to your work you continue to do at the Ministry of Lands and Mines and Energy. So I don't want to bore you. The SG, I've already said the reason why you be honored today. So we want to call you on stage. Come so we can present to you this accolade. And then this certificate we're giving you, you have been my friend for some time, or we're going to watch you from today up to next year. The mining sector is where people, most of our brothers and sisters are having an opportunity to work there, and sometimes, especially the labor sector, people cry every day. Some people work there and they're not getting paid, they kind of just benefit get. So, being an inspector general for that sector, so we believe that you will work in the interest of the people, especially the people of this country. And then this position you're holding today, you might be the Minister of Lands and Mines, you don't know. So you need to do your possible best to ensure that the right thing happens in the sector. We observe you for a number of years now, and then we don't normally give certificate to people who don't deserve. You merit this certificate, you don't even know about it. We have to make our assessment. We went to NIMBA, we made analysis on who do we give the Inspector General position this year. And then names were put on the table, we debated the issue, and today we are here to present this certificate to you for the work done, for the work for the people of this country. On behalf of the Board of Directors, members of this institution, international institution, let me read. Institute for Transparency and Accountability International, the World Chapter Certificate of Recognition presented to Honorable Joshua Obadiah Zaza Arku. In recognition of your immense contribution towards the modernization of the Inspectorate Division, empowerment of mineral inspector, and the establishment of mineral inspector regional offices around the country are worthy of recognition and honor. In this light, ITAR is pleased to honor you as the most outstanding Inspector General of the year 2022. Congratulations to the Inspector General.
Thank you.
Thank you, General. Okay, the female will do the garden. Officially, we're him.
Honorable Arku, we have come to thank you as a way of appreciation for your hard work and services to our country. We appreciate you for your hard work that you have done and continue to do for the Liberia. Expect more from you.
Thank you very much.
So the platform is yours, Honorable.
Today, we are happy to stand on the existing protocol. It needs a meeting wherever you are this honor. His name is Joshua Arku. I dedicate this honor today. My guiding men and women in the field. I work tirelessly. I go to tough areas, rough zone, tough terrain, to run young people to make them do the right thing. As we're aware, when it comes to taxes in the country and around the world, most often people don't pay taxes willingly. They have people to run after them to make sure they do the right thing. And at the Ministry of Mines and Energy Inspection Division, we are there to make sure those that enter and do our mining activity will do it in a legal form. That is to say, you have a legal document, a lesson that gives the right to mine. In the absence of that, we consider as a illicit miner. To my men and women of the Inspection Division, we want to say this honor is for you. We salute you. As we get the year come to our end, we are happy that it's not about us, but this time around the year is any good for us at the Ministry of Mines and Energy Inspection Division. We also want to take the honor to our Honorable Minister, Honorable Geslo Imwe, and all the ministers at the Ministry of Mines and Energy for believing in us, for putting the trust in us, and we assure you that as we go forward, we're going to do what is right. That our Liberian people will get a just revenue according to them. We also want to take this time to honor His Excellency Dr. Josh Weah, President of the Republic of Liberia, for believing in the young people in our generation to afford the opportunity to stand in such a position. We want to tell you, say, we are grateful. To our family, wherever they are, our friends, to the folk estate and the people of Liberia, we want to tell you that this honor is belonging to you. Salutation to you. Quite recently, a few days ago in month, we spent 1 month in the Southeast. It's something good as a boss to get down on the field and see what people go through. We spent 1 month in the Southeast, from county to county, from terrain to terrain. And today we are proud that we also made a comprehensive report to the office of our Honorable Minister to see what we have done in the past. And we assure our people that we will not relent. That was phase 1. We are preparing to go to phase 2, which will be to the Western region. We will do everything our way to make sure that we will get a just revenue entitled to them. I will appeal to our international partner, the government of Liberia. We stand today to appeal to you. Please give us the basic logistics that we need. We need vehicles, we need Zaza, we need motorbikes, we need phones to make our way easy for us. It may surprise you that because of the passion we have for the job, and because the love we have for our country, we rode back from Buchanan through all the Southeast, all the places that we went, we rode back. You ask county authority, John Security that interacted with us, they are letting testimony. That tells you that if you give us the basic logistics that we need, we will do exploit. We can show you. And to our brothers that recognize us, we don't know where it comes from, Institute of Transparency and Accountability International, we say that today, you make us proud. We never dream of it. We never think of it. As you rightly say, you take your research. He says there's a need that we gave it to the Inspector General of Ministry of Mines and Energy. We want to assure you that this award that he gave us today will go down in history. And we'll be proud to your institution. Our offices are open. You can come there any minute, hour, and second during working hour. We give you any information that you need. You can check over on a regular basis to know that this is what you gave us today. It will not go down in the drain. We want to say thank you once more for giving all the time, for recognizing our effort. Our people say, give out to those of our is due. And we want to say thank you for recognizing at this time and in this time. We say thank you. May God bless you, and to God be the glory. The great thing he has done, and greater thing he will continue to do. Thank you very much.